On today's episode, I'm going to take you thrifting with me, and we are going to do 10 thrift flips for fall decor. Yes, you heard me right. We are starting with fall inspiration already. If you're somebody who loves holiday decorating, then I'm sure you're really excited. And don't worry, I'm not telling you to decorate early. I'm just trying to give you some inspiration so you can be ready. Here we go. I figured, why not hit a Goodwill store in Florida? I've never been to a Goodwill in Florida, and they're always different in every state. So let's see what they have here. Recently, we were just on vacation in Florida. We did Disney World and Universal Studios, and we had some extra time on our last day there. And I thought, I see a Goodwill nearby. Why not just try it out? They actually had some pretty neat stuff there. It was a little bit different than the type of things that I would find here in Houston, Texas, and I'm sure it's different from what you'll find where you live, but I like seeing what's in thrift stores all over the place. I thought this was a really cute Christmas tree, and right now is a really good time to look for Christmas stuff to decorate your homes with because you'll get it for really cheap. And also, if you're somebody who resells, it's good to stock up on it right now so that you'll be ready when the Christmas time comes, because fall is going to go quick and Christmas is going to be here before you know it. But I found a lot of cute stuff. I ended up spending around $93 for everything that I got today, which is about twice as much as I would have spent in Houston, Texas. So for me as a reseller, I am not going to make a profit off of the things that I got today, but I did have a really good time doing this, and it was a lot of stuff that was perfect to do fall decor. And honestly, I just love decorating for fall and making fall crafts. So this turned out perfectly. I'm not too concerned about not getting a profit here because I get to inspire you guys on some things that you can do to decorate your house on a budget by thrift shopping. This beautiful floral is actually what inspired me to do the fall decor video out of these things. And I had been looking for a pan to cook tortillas on for a while now, and this is a really good cast iron one. But here is everything I got, except there was that pack of 3 brass pots for $19.99. That is already up in my shop right now. But this is all the stuff that I'm working with today. I think that I did pretty good. I mean, if this was just for buying for myself to decorate my home, I think that these were pretty good deals. But for resale, I definitely don't think that $93 on all of these items is going to get me any kind of profit in my shop. Because remember, we have to pay our taxes and fees and rent and everything like that. So, not really going to get a profit. But I am going to put away this Christmas dish and store it for later to sell in my booth. And then I'm also going to save this for later because I want to turn this into a candle. But all the rest of these things are going to be fixed up today and flipped into really cute fall decor. So this is the first project we're going to do. I'm going to be painting this bird cage in a black color. I felt like that was more suiting for fall. This floral arrangement I think will look really good inside that bird cage. So let's get these tags off of here and start decorating. An important part of fixing up a thrifted floral arrangement is to kind of fluff it up a bit. And these leaves would have stuck out the sides of the birdcage, so I'm just sticking them up into the arrangement to also add some dimension to that field of orange that it has going on. Would you call this orange or peach? In person, it looks really orange, but on camera, I'm getting a little bit of a peach vibe here. Either way, I think it's still going to look great for my fall decoration. The top seemed a little bald and bare, so I think I'm going to add a giant bow to the top of this bird cage. The theme really, besides being fall for this video, is like more is more. I want to go really extravagant on some of these things and add lots of details. I don't know if it's just me being inspired by being at Disney World and all the details they have there, or seeing the Harry Potter world and all the details they have there. But I'm really wanting to do more maximalist decor on this fall stuff that I'm making today. Also, I think that if I do go to sell these in my booth, it will help them stand out, and maybe I can ask a little more for some of these things to help fix that issue of them being so expensive in the first place to maybe not make a profit. Maybe if I make them extra special, I can ask just a little bit more for them in my booth. Let me know in the comments section, are you a more is more type of person or a less is more type of person? Also, let me know if you've ever made bows like this to add to your crafts. All I did was look up bow tutorials on YouTube, and after like 5 minutes I was able to make this bow really easily. It was really simple, and I think that you can find a million tutorials on here if you just search in the YouTube search box for bow tutorials. You can even find them in YouTube shorts so that you don't have to watch super long videos to try and find the part where they're making the bow. I wanted to add some tails to the bow, so there's 4 tails to go around the top of this bird cage, and then the pipe cleaner that I'm using to make the bow will also help it to attach to the top. I think this was the perfect detail to add to this bird cage with the floral arrangement because it helps to balance out that empty space that was at the top of the bird cage, and it also makes this appear more high-end. And I think that the extra detail of the bow really will make this a standout holiday decor piece. For my next project, I found this farmhouse style metal tin tray. It had some rust spots on it and just didn't look perfect. And I thought this would be a great candidate for using up some of my old spray paint that I've been waiting to use on a project for years now, I think. It is this rusty burnt orange color, and I think this will go perfect. They call it fire orange, but it'll go perfect for my fall decor theme. I gave it a few hours to dry, then I brought it inside, and now it's time to add some details. I got this ribbon from Hobby Lobby. It's a cute little vine. I thought that would be a really good pumpkin theme because you know pumpkins have big vines that they grow on. And so I'm going to glue this on, wrap it all the way around the outside of this tin tray, and then also on the inside. Because today, more is more. Once that was all done, I thought it looked adorable, but I felt like it still needed a little something extra. I really want this to look like I spent a ton of money on it at some expensive boutique store. And so I'm putting some jute string around the handles on here to give even more detail and customize it even more. I think that it was definitely the right choice because it looks absolutely adorable. Another trick I use when using jute to get all the strings off is to use a lighter, and it will just go woof and take up all those strings right off. For the next project, I'm going to be combining two items. First is this tobacco basket. If you've been around my channel for a while, you know I call these tabaskets now. But this little tabasket needed something extra as well. And I had all these wooden half rounds, and I thought that gluing them around the edge of this would make it look a little more expensive and a little less rustic and just a more boutique style decor. And boy, was I right. This looks so good. But wait till you see what else I add to this tabasket. This little wooden tray and the tabasket by themselves would not stand out as much as I want them to. Like I'm saying, I really want these things to seem like substantial, boutique, expensive looking pieces, just a little more high quality than the usual. And so I'm going to actually use this little tray as a base for my tabasket because I think it would help elevate it literally and figuratively. So I'm going to screw these on. Since the basket weave is really delicate, I'm going to pre-drill all the holes here. I pre-drilled this one and the screw that I had wasn't long enough, so I had to go grab a longer one later. And then I also did two more to make sure that this is going to be a quality piece that's going to stand the test of time and do really well year after year for whoever buys this piece from my booth, or maybe if I decide to keep this, it will do well with going into storage and coming back out and changing it out for different decorations for every holiday season, all that good stuff. But I think that now it looks much more substantial. It has a real presence to it. But let's play around with some decorations in here. All of the craft supplies and decorations that are in this video I picked up from Hobby Lobby. They have all their stuff out already, 40% off for their fall stuff. And that stuff sells out really fast. I am not sponsored by Hobby Lobby. I don't think anybody is actually. But I just get all my craft stuff there because it's the most affordable place, in my opinion at least, to get florals and craft supplies. And, you know, as I was decorating this, I really want to get your opinion on this as well, but I wasn't liking it. I don't know. I thought that I should go a little more modern with it because of the modern farmhouse style of the basket itself. But I just really didn't like how this was looking. I feel like maybe I should have done it with a white pumpkin in order to use these eucalyptus leaves. I always have a hard time saying that. But I don't know. Tell me what you think. I do think it looks cute having the eucalyptus leaves on the pumpkin stem, but I just wasn't feeling it. I don't know. I felt like it wasn't what I was looking for, and it wasn't really going with the basket how I wanted it to. So I tried out these stems instead. These were $2.99 and of course 40% off. And I put these in here, and then I thought that that actually went a lot better with the design of the basket. and I used a different pumpkin that was a little shorter, and I think that these proportions go a little better with the basket, although I do still think that it's just not what I wanted it to be. I don't know, it's just not boutique enough for me. But let's move on to some other things that I thrifted, and I can show you how to stage these things. I got that little, I don't even know, little jar, these little, I don't, what would you even call these? These little like tray plates. I don't know what these are for. They look like the plates that go under a gravy boat. And then I had these little like stainless steel cream jugs. They're so tiny and adorable, but I ran them all through the dishwasher and got all the stickers off of them. And now I'm going to show you how you can take really cute stuff like this and turn it into fall decor, because you can do this really with anything that you already have in your house. I'm going to take some ribbon that was super cheap and tie some bows onto the handles of these cute little creamer jugs or pitchers, whatever you want to call them. And that's going to make them have a cute fall vibe to them, so fast and easy, and for pennies on the dollar. I love doing this every year when fall comes around, and you can even do this in spring or summer. Just change out the ribbons, and you can decorate with a little vignette near your coffee maker or on a china cabinet or on your dining table. I also tied some jute ribbon around the top of the lid here on this cute little jar or little crock, whatever you want to call it. But these ended up looking really cute inside my tobacco basket. How would you have decorated inside this tobacco basket? I think these look really adorable, but still I feel like something else is meant to go in here. What would you do? Let me know in the comments section down below. Now here is a bonus craft that I'm adding into the video because it was not thrifted. When I told you I got all my supplies at Hobby Lobby, and this was there on clearance, and so I had to snag it because it was so cute, and stuff like this sells pretty decently in my booth. But I just wanted to share a craft that you can do with these. And again, I am not sponsored. I am doing this with my own money and because I want to. But you can do this craft for super cheap using some supplies from Hobby Lobby if you're somebody who loves DIYing your own holiday decor. So I'm going to take these little boxwood, I don't know, vases, what would you even call this, like little planter. And then I got this sprig of pumpkins. They're all little velvet pumpkins. And I just tore it up, took all those pumpkins off of there and all the little twigs that were on there. And I'm going to create a cute little pumpkin patch out of this. I adore boxwood in general, and I also love pumpkins. Who doesn't love pumpkins? So combining the two together, come on, it's a no-brainer. I'm going to add in all except one of the pumpkins. I needed 9 so that I could do 3 in each of these little pots that are inside here in this basket. And then I'm going to take the twigs and wrap them around my finger to create a spiral on the end of them, like you would see on an actual pumpkin vine. And just a little nerdy fact, that part of the pumpkin vine is called a tendril. So I'm creating my own cute little tendrils to stick down into my cute pumpkin patch. You could have left it like this, but I'm going to add extra today. This was only like 74 cents, and then this huge pack of bows was $2.99 plus 40% off, super cheap. You couldn't even make these for that cheap. So I'm going to attach the ribbon on here first and then add a bow to the center using some hot glue. Another thrifted piece that I got here is this cute little 3-jarred, I don't know, planter thing again, just like the last one that I just did. What would you call this? Like this whole thing? It's just like an arrangement. I don't know, but I cleaned all the glass jars that were in here, and now I'm going to add some of this jute rope on here to give it a little bit of detail at the top. And I'm just going to tie it on here in a knot, and then I think I'm going to add on some of those same little bows, but one on each of these jars. Since this is a little more plain with the glass jars, I really need to find a way to make them stand out and look boutique worthy and a little more high end. I also got these adorable little mini sunflowers, and I'm going to use a few of them in here. I'm going to first push all the leaves up, and then I'm going to take some wire cutters and cut them out of the arrangement. And something that I want to mention about flower arrangements when you're crafting is you can get these usually really cool stuff from the Goodwill bins for super cheap, or if you are looking for a small flower, look in the big bushels of flowers, because you may save money by buying one big bushel instead of buying a bunch of little small bushels. So that is what I did here. It was $8.99 plus 40% off, and I only used about half of it for this cute little sunflower arrangement. Sunflowers are my favorite flower, so let me know in the comment section if you love sunflowers or if you're tired of it, because I know that sunflowers are something that has come up over and over again every year in summer or fall, and maybe some people are tired of it. So I'd really like to hear your thoughts on decorating with sunflowers. Do you still love them, or do you think it's way overdone? The next piece is this owl, and yes, I may have been super excited about going to Harry Potter World, and that's why I got the owl, because we had just been there. But I thought that it would make great fall and Halloween decor, so I'm gonna first paint it white, and then I'm gonna distress it and antique it a little bit. Once it's dry, I go ahead and add on some watered down black paint on here using a sponge, and this way it's going to create dimension, because all of that black watered down paint is going to get into all the details of the owl, and it was already looking a lot more like the owls that you would see on Harry Potter. If you're new here, I love Harry Potter stuff, and I even have like an antique cabinet in my house full of Harry Potter collectibles. But I think that you don't have to love Harry Potter to like owls or to see owls as something you could decorate for fall with, because I think that's kind of a classic thing. People have been decorating with owls for decades now. So if you like owls, I think you're really going to like this. And if you're not into owls, maybe you will be once this is done. I mean, even if you like Winnie the Pooh, you're going to think owls are cool, because there's a wise old owl in there. Once that was dry, I added on some antiquing glaze to give it that more fall look instead of super Halloween with the more black and white. I feel like Halloween is always black and white and orange, and then fall is more earth tones and warmth than that. So we're making fall decor today instead of Halloween. But this antiquing glaze goes on really easily. I just used a cheap foam brush and rubbed it on, and then rubbed it off where I didn't want it to be too thick, and it stayed put in all the right places and added even more dimension to this piece. I also think that it made it look a little more boutique quality, because at first it looked like a cartoon version of an owl, and the eyes looked like really surprised, like, ooh. Not ooh like an owl, but like, ooh, that scared me. Okay, anyway, let's keep going with this wise old owl theme by adding a cute scarf and a bow tie on here. And I like using some of the similar things, like similar craft supplies throughout all of these crafts. One, because it saves me money and time, but two, because it makes them be able to be decorated with together, and they would look like they were meant to be together. But I'm just dabbing on some hot glue and gluing this little cute ribbon scarf on here that was also a clearance ribbon, and adding on the bow tie on top of that. I think that is all this piece needed. And now it looks really unique, and definitely something that you could find in a boutique. The last two crafts are going to be with this pillar candle stand that was kind of weird looking. I don't know, I feel like the colors that they chose to put on this were a little bit out of the ordinary, and it would be kind of hard to decorate with this unless you were doing like a beachy look. And then this silver pot, which I mean, I kind of overspent on these, that's for sure, but I had a vision. So I like doing the tarnished silver in my decor, and I think especially for fall it would look really cool. So I had that tarnished silver pot, and I'm going to make the candle stand be in that same tarnished silver look. So I'm using that mirror effect spray paint, and then I'm going to also clean up this pot. Actually, my daughter did this because she loves polishing silver. So she cleaned up this pot just a little bit with some silver polish to make sure that the paint finish that I was doing was going to kind of go the same level of tarnished silver as I did, you know, so they go well together. Does this even make sense what I'm saying? Sometimes I don't know. But anyway, I wanted them to look like they were the same level of tarnished silver. So I painted the other one silver. My daughter's polishing this one up just a little bit so they can kind of meet in the middle, because I didn't want to make the pillar too tarnished. You could keep going and polish silver all the way back to pretty much brand new, but that's not the look we're going for here. I also found another metal candle stand and another silver pot slash bowl, so I'm going to just do both of them now. Might as well make a pair out of it. When you can make a pair out of something, always make a pair, because they look better together, they sell better together, and it also makes it seem like it was definitely something that was created on purpose and less like you just threw a couple things together. I'm using the same watered down black paint that I used on the Wise Old Owl, and I'm putting these up onto some paper plates and taking the sponge and just blotting on this watered down black to create that tarnished silver look. I ended up doing about 2.5 coats on these to get to the level of tarnished that I wanted, to make it match how the little bowl slash pots, what would you call those? I can't think of anything today. What is wrong with me? But what would you call those? Are like pots, right? Silver pots? I don't know. It's probably going to end up being some weird like toilet pot from the early 1900s or something gross like that. Who knows? But I'm going to make them pretty, and I am going to end up putting some pumpkins in them. So again, we're going for this high-end, really unique boutique look here. To attach our candle stands to our silver pots, I'm going to use some E6000 glue and a little bit of hot glue. That hot glue helps it stay in place while the E6000 dries, and this will create a really strong adhesion. Once the glue is dried, it is time to decorate them, and you're probably wondering, what in the world are you going to use these for? Because you've probably never seen anything like this, where it's this tall and has a massive pot on the top like I created. But this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take these little wreaths that I got from Joann's for half off. They were like $6.50. And I'm going to stick them inside each of these now bowls or trays or risers, whatever you want to call these. And then I'm going to put pumpkins on top of those. So these are some pumpkins that I got from Hobby Lobby that I just embellished a little bit. You saw me do one of them in this video. But you can just stick pumpkins inside these little wreaths, inside these risers, and it will create a lot of dimension to decorating with your dining table or a coffee table, or you can even do this on an entryway table or a buffet in your dining room. There's a lot of different things that you can do with these, and it looks really good in between other decor. Like if you're doing a really grand vignette or tablescape, these would be really awesome. Another thing that I thought actually would be pretty cool to use these for is bird baths in your yard. All you would have to do is put on a coat of an exterior grade oil-based polyurethane, and it should be really able to withstand the weather and the sun that way. But what do you think of all the projects that we got done today? Are you ready for some fall inspiration already like I am? I won't be decorating for fall just yet, but I have been finding myself wanting to go to the store and see all the fall decor that is in the stores already and just get ideas. And I feel like here on YouTube, you probably already know this, but we have to be a little bit ahead. And the reason for that is so that we can inspire you to be ready when fall actually does come. So let me know if you liked what you saw in today's video, or if you have any ideas you want to share or things you would have done differently. Leave that in the comment section down below. And if you liked what you saw today, don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!